I'm struggling today. I feel so dramatic, but when your body has been so used to something and you just take it away, it's hard. But I'm trying to prove to myself that I can do this, and I'm not gonna give up. Hey guys, it's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have something really different today. It's going to be a lot more informational and a lot more about like the health side of things. So basically, a lot of you may know about the Juuling epidemic. I began Juuling when I was a junior in high school. I remember specifically the timeline that I went through with vaping. So my friend actually bought a fix. If you don't know what a fix is, it's really similar to a Juul. It's kind of just shaped differently. Quick disclaimer before I get into anything else. I want to let you guys know that I am in no way, shape, or form trying to make it sound like my withdrawals from nicotine are worse than any other drug, because I know that nicotine is not the worst drug out there. Just for me personally, nicotine is the worst drug that I've ever done personally. So obviously it's going to be the hardest one for me to quit because I don't know what it's like to do any other drug. So I understand that a lot of other people are struggling way more, but this video is mainly just informational for people who want to know that someone else is out there who's struggling through the process of quitting. I've been doing it for 2 years, which is a pretty long time. So yeah, back to the video. She bought a fix the beginning of junior year. So then I hit hers a couple times and I got hooked. So then I decided to buy a fix myself with my own money, and I had that for about maybe a month. And then I realized that I didn't really want to do it anymore. I wasn't really using it. And the fix pods actually make you feel really gross. They give you a headache. They made me feel really nauseous. Sometimes I got nick sick from it, which if you don't know what nick sick is, it's basically if you hit a vape that has a high amount of nicotine too many times, like in a row, you will get super nauseous and you'll literally just need to like sit down for like an hour and just like chill because it sucks. So after I sold my fix, I went a good while without using nicotine. And then my friend had a Juul. So I kind of got inspired to go out and buy a Juul. So I bought one. And then I used that for a couple months. And I think the end of January 2018, I sold my Juul to my friend. So my friend had my Juul, and I decided that that would be the point where I would quit for good. I would never buy a Juul again. That's what I said to myself.
That didn't happen.
We're just gonna be completely honest here. That didn't happen. So, like I said, that's when I thought that I was gonna be done. That's when I thought I was gonna quit and this whole thing was gonna be over and I was never gonna be addicted to nicotine again. But here we are today going through the same process. Basically what happened that got me hooked onto nicotine the beginning of January, or I guess it had been a couple weeks because I quit for like a couple weeks. But a few weeks after I sold my Juul to my friend, I actually went to her birthday party. And at her birthday party, there were like a bunch of people there and they all had their Juuls out. And I was just like, I can't do this. Like I literally can't do this. I need to hit a Juul. So she was like, you can like hit mine. And I was like,
That's funny because it used to be mine.
why am I doing this to myself? So I hit it, and all of my hard work that I put into trying to quit literally just went right out the freaking window. And that was that. And I want to say like the day after I went out and got another Juul. So that is what nicotine does to you. It's scary. It's scary and it's gross, and I don't want to be a culprit of it anymore. So here I am today, trying to at least talk to you guys about it because I want you guys to know that there's other people out here who are going through this. If you think that you're going through this alone, which literally that's how I felt for the past 6 days because I sold my Juul 6 days ago. But I want you guys to know that you're not alone. You're not alone. Comment down below if you're struggling, because I am too, and we can struggle together. Another thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the nicotine content in a Juul pod. There is 50 milligrams of nicotine in one single Juul pod. That is lethal to me. That is literally like lethal, poisonous. toxic to me. Like, that is disgusting. And the worst part about it is that the Juul was the first vape with nicotine that I had ever tried. So I first started off with zero nic. I thought that was pretty fun. And then I think I actually hit a Juul for the first time. I don't think it was a fix. I hit a Juul for the first time, but I didn't inhale it properly, so I didn't get, the head buzz that everybody freaks out about, which I miss a lot. But we're staying strong. We're staying strong here. The thing that scares me is, oh my gosh, this just freaks me out. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys something that might freak you out a little bit and might make you uncomfortable, but the reason I'm telling you guys this is because I think that kids need to hear it. Because you guys, including me, 6 days ago, before I quit my Juul, we think that we're totally fine, and we have this mindset like, oh, like, if something happens, like, it'll only be like if you do it for like 20 years. Like I'm only gonna Juul for like a couple more years. You say that until you realize that you're so hooked on it that you literally can't quit. And then you turn to cigarettes or you turn to something worse. And I'm telling you guys this because I don't want to see all these kids end up with health problems. We don't know what's in the pods. We don't know what's in it. Like, it's sketchy. So I want to tell you guys what I learned yesterday. I think that it might open some eyes out there. So, yesterday I went to the vape shop. You're probably wondering why, since I stopped Juuling, but this is why. I bought myself a Boulder. And basically what this is it is a pretty similar size to the Juul. It's a little bit bigger and a little bit wider, but the Boulder has these little refillable pods where you can put juice in there, and I got zero nic juice, and I thought that it might be a nice way to kind of help myself ease out of the process of vaping. So, this has helped a little bit. So I was at the vape shop and I walked in and the guy was like, hey, how are you? And I was like, I'm good, how are you? So I told him that I was there because I just quit Juuling and I wanted to get a Boulder so I could put zero nic juice in it. And the first thing he said is he looked at me and he said, do you have back pain? And I said, actually, yeah. Like, I've had really bad lower back pain, which is actually really weird because I noticed that my back pain had actually decreased since stopping Juuling. And I said, yeah, I actually did have really bad lower back pain. Like, does that have to do with nicotine? And he said, yeah, it actually does. I was like, that's weird and creepy, and I don't like that because back pain is not fun. So then he proceeded to tell me that, I don't know how he knows this, I'm assuming just because he knows about like vape juice and stuff, but he told me that the Juul company actually puts a type of acid in the Juul pod that helps the nicotine to like go to your brain or something. I'm trying to explain it how he explained it to me and it's kind of hard. But basically, the nicotine travels to your brain and literally eats away at your brain and your body.
That's scary.
And then this dude walks in and he's like, hey, like, y'all are talking about Juuls, are you guys talking about Juuls? And I was like, yeah. And he said, oh, so I have to tell you guys something. And I was like, oh gosh, what more? He was like, oh, so, my two little brothers have a Juul. And something really weird happened. My one brother, we noticed one day that he had a hole, like an opening in the back of his throat where food gets stuck. And it was not there before he started Juuling. And they don't know if it's ever going to be able to go away. But that's scary. Like, that's really scary. And it made me feel happy because I had quit, but it also made me feel sad because in that moment, I realized, wow, I just spent 2 years of my life destroying my body that I can't get back. I noticed some nights at work, I would literally just be like in the kitchen doing side work, and I would be standing there and my heart would just start pounding, or it would just start burning. Like, it would feel really heavy. And one night, I actually thought that I was about to have a heart attack. My heart was pounding, and I had really bad chest pain, and I felt super nauseous, And I just remember my parents were out of town and I called them and I like told them, and I was so scared. And that is literally the moment that I realized I cannot keep doing this. Like, I need to stop, and I need to stop soon, because I don't want to die young because of this. And I don't think any of you guys do either. It's not worth it. I've had numerous mental breakdowns in the past few days just because it was either like when I was done work and I was like super exhausted and I just wanted to hit my Juul and I wanted that head buzz and I wanted to feel the warmth from the nicotine just travel through my body, and I realized that I didn't have it and I just cried. Like, that's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And it's sad and it's gross. It has become so normalized for even middle schoolers now. I know middle schoolers who are vaping. Like, that's scary. That's really, really scary. If you have a child who is like 11 and they're in middle school and they're vaping, like a Juul, 50 milligrams of nicotine at age 11, that's like beyond me. Like, I don't even know how to like comprehend that, because their brains are still developing, and nicotine, like, I'm not saying that anyone who Juuls is stupid or dumb, because I Juuled and I loved it. I literally was obsessed with it. I brought it everywhere with me. I praised that thing. I made my Juul a priority. Sometimes even more of a priority than I made like my friends and my family and God. There would literally be days where I would have friends ask me to hang out after I got done class, and I would like leave my Juul at home so I wouldn't have it with me in class, and I would say no, literally just because I wanted to drive home and hit my Juul. So I wouldn't like hang out with them because I wanted my Juul. So with all of this being said, I want you guys to know that this is not an easy journey. It's not. I'm struggling. I've woken up and I've just forced myself to get out of bed, even though all I wanted was that morning hit of nicotine. Within this first week, I haven't really noticed any physical symptoms. It's mostly just been like mental, but I have noticed that I felt very tired and achy, and like even like my eyes right here, like I feel like I just need to like close them and go to sleep. I've just been feeling very run down and very low on energy. The first 2 weeks of you quitting nicotine are going to be the hardest. That's just what everyone said who have done it before. It's hard because every day you start to want it more and more, but at the same time, every day your body starts to get more and more used to not having it. So it's conflicting, and it's so easy to just give it all up because you're at a party and someone's Juuling and you want to hit it. And if you have that kind of self-control and you want to go do that and just hit it once just to like, you know, get your little fix and then be done, by all means. But personally, I've done that before and it didn't work. But the reason that I made this video is because I don't think that a lot of people actually come on here and talk about quitting nicotine. I've searched it up before and I've like scrolled through and I found like a few YouTubers who have done it. I want the comment section to be a safe place where people can talk about their struggles. I am definitely not a life coach. I'm definitely not somebody who knows all about nicotine and all about the Juul. So I may have had some wrong facts, and that's okay. But the point of the story is nicotine isn't good for you, especially in high doses. So I hope that if you are out there and you decided to quit nicotine, that this journey gets easier for you, because I'm there right now and it's hard. And each day is a struggle, but each day is also one more day that I haven't done it. I'm definitely going to follow up with you guys. I'm hoping to maybe do it like, not each week, but like maybe like, this is kind of like a 1 week mark, and then maybe like a 2 week mark, and then maybe like a 1 month mark, because I want you guys to see how I feel in a month, and then like 2 months and 3 months until I'm like completely not even addicted anymore. And I can't wait for that day, and I can't wait for that day for you if you quit. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been like a really real and raw video for me to film, and really personal. I actually like hid for a really long time that I had a Juul. I didn't want to tell people because I was embarrassed. I was like, I don't want people to know that I'm doing something bad. So I want you guys to know that it is okay to talk to people about this and that you are not alone. There are other people out there. I'm rambling right now, so I'm going to stop. I don't know how long this video is right now, but thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned because I definitely will be posting updates for you guys. Hopefully this journey just, gets easier from here. So thank you guys so much and have a wonderful day.